Hey everyone, it's Anna here at Dee's for another summer quick tutorial on how to decorate your front door or inside using this really cute grapevine pineapple. The reason I love this guy is because it's really nice and big and showy, but it's also great if you have like a storm door or something like that and you want something narrower for your door. And all I'm going to do is add a little floral and ribbon to it using this big mixed bush that I have. Since this stem is so big, I'm actually going to break a little bit off and use it to make a bow for somewhere else. So if you want to hang this on your front door and then make the little bow separate for maybe your mailbox, or if you have a flagpole and a flag to match, you can use a little bit of it all over. So then the bush goes a lot further. So this one again is very large, but if you look, you can see where they all separate right when they come down to the bigger part of the stem. So I'm going to pull it apart like I'm fluffing it. And I'm just going to pull one of the side ones off. As you can see, it's really easy just to pull it off. And the way they've made this stem is I get a little bit of everything. I get some of the pink and the yellow, but also all the different foliage and the berries. So I'm going to set that aside and save that for later. And I'm going to use this bigger part on the pineapple. So first what I'm going to do is chop the stem off. And again, I'm just going to chop a few inches off, not too far so it doesn't fall apart. And now I'm ready to fluff it. So normally when we fluff it for a swag, you think swag kind of all goes down like this, but I'm going to bring some of it up just because I want this one to look really full and pretty. So I'm going to fluff this and then turn it upside down, kind of how it's going to hang. And I'm going to bring some of this up to the top. And I can already tell that where I cut that, I cut it a little short. See how they're starting to come apart? I'm just going to take a couple of those and wrap it around the stem. That's going to hold it all together as one piece. So if you ever do cut it too short, just use the wires that are in there and kind of wrap it around it itself, and that'll help hold it together. So now I'm going to pull some more of this kind of up, and then I'm going to pull some going out too. I don't want it to all be down and up. I want it to be all over. What's nice though is it again is all wired, so you can really make them go wherever you want. All right, now I've got that all fluffed up. I'm going to take a wire and attach that and leave the wire really long. What I'm going to do first is take the wire around the smallest part of the pineapple here. And then use that to attach everything. So I'm going to lay my stem in there and twist it just to hold it while I make my bow. So just give it a nice twist. It doesn't have to be like it's on there permanently because you're going to add your ribbon, just to kind of hold it up there so you can see where you're going to put your bow. So as you can see, it's pretty, but it kind of goes all different directions. And I like that instead of having it just go up and down. So I chose 4 ribbons. I'm not going to loop them all because I don't want like a big bow look. I kind of want to just add some tails and some kind of sticking up. First, I'm going to start with this stripe. It's really pretty. It's got yellow and green and pink. Kind of brings out all the stem bush colors. Okay, so I'm going to leave this one long. I'm not going to loop this one. So I'm going to cut about 1 yard, leave the tail long, and then that leaves you some to kind of curl this tail at the end. Next, I've got black and white check with a lime back. I love this ribbon. It's a designer, higher quality ribbon, so it runs a little bit more. But when you're doing a project like this, it's a perfect time to use this really nice heavy ribbon because you don't need a ton of it and you can just add it as an accent. So I am going to loop this one. It's going to end up taking about 1.5 yards to 2 yards for these loops. And I wanted to add the black and white in there because it always pops so well from the street. So I'm going to make a couple loops right on top of the strip of that pink, yellow, and green. And then I'm going to leave this tail long, but I'm not going to leave it quite as long. I'm going to leave it about 16 inches. Okay, next up, I pulled this pink dot. It's again a 2.5 inch. So far, I've done all 3 2.5 inches. But I like this one because it was that color of the pineapple, and it tied in a little bit more of the light pink. So I'm going to lay this one on here. Kind of hold it up and see. I like to hold it up and see if I want to make loops or if it's getting too big. I think I'm going to make a loop of this one. You don't have to always do 2 loops. You can do 1 and then it will make it an odd number, which always looks good. Again, I'm going to leave this tail a little bit shorter. Hold it up, make sure you're liking the size because you can always change it. And lastly, I pulled this black and white stripe just to add a little bit more black and white. So I'm going to lay this one right on top and make 2 loops of this one. Leave that tail really long because the thin ribbons, the 1.5 inches, always curl really well. And now I'm going to tie this all off with a wire so then I can twist it on there really easily. I'm going to go on and tie it off so I'm not trying to hold it and wire it to this piece here and it all fall apart. I want it to be one piece. So go on and tie it in a knot, and then over that smallest part of your pineapple, you're just going to lay the bow, bring it around the back, and twist it or tie it really good. If you think you might want to change it out, like maybe next year you don't want black and white with it, just go on and twist it on there like I am. And now you're ready to deal with all these tails and these loops. So I'm going to start by cutting these shorter tails up front, up at the top, and then pulling some of that floral in front of them. Okay. There's one more. All right, and then I'm going to pull like maybe some flowers right into the middle of the bow, bring some of the greenery forward. Now I'm going to do my lower bows, my lower tails. So go on and cut all those. And I always just cut them different lengths. I leave some longer, it just looks better and makes the ribbon really show up. So again, bring some of that floral back to the front. Don't let it all be covered up by your bow. And then you can kind of curl your ribbons around that. So this guy, I'm gonna do a nice little curl for him. And then bring, especially the little flowers, bring all those little flowers back to the front. So on this one, you could be done if you like the look of that, but I wanted it really full. So I actually grabbed this black and white stem that I really like. It's kind of like this fun swirl with the polka dots. And I'm gonna glue these in. So I'm gonna cut it into 3 pieces. So just leave yourself a little bit of a stem. And go on and chop it into thirds. I'll show you. Now I have 3 of them that I can glue into my bow. So instead of trying to glue onto the pineapple or anything like that, I went on and attached all this, and I'm just going to glue them into this bow. So then again, if I do want to twist it off, say I don't want black and white next year, or I want to change up the coloring of this, I can just take this off and this will all be one nice big bow. So I'm just going to put a little hot glue. I'm going to do one kind of down here and just glue right into that ribbon. Look how cute that is. It just adds a little bit more like funky pop of the black and white. Okay, and then this one I'm going to go over here. You can always cut these shorter too if you want them to be tighter in there. And last, I've got this one. I'm going to kind of go up towards the top. Kind of step back and look at it. I think it's cute. I might move my tails around even more now. And you are good to go. And so as you can see, it's a nice full bow. Again, it's almost like we made this swag and assembled it and then twisted it onto the pineapple. But it's really cute and it's perfect for the door. And now I'm going to take that other little piece and make a bow to go with it. So I'm going to set this over here. Grab this little guy you have. See, it's not a lot to it, but it's perfect for a smaller accent bow that you can, again, add onto the porch, or even if you're putting this inside, it could maybe lay on the bookshelf next to it, just so it all coordinates and it looks pretty together. So I fluffed that up, and now I'm ready to do my ribbons. So we looped 2 of those, but on this, it's so small, we don't want to overwhelm it. So we're going to make cuts of some of them and then loop 1 of them. So I'm going to start out with my black and white. I'm just going to cut about an 8 to 10 inch piece here. go on and cut the ends, and that's going to be like a little accent. So as you can see, you don't need it to be very long. It just needs to be enough to show up with the ribbon. So I'm going to do the same thing with the pink dot. About a 10-inch piece, 8-inch piece. Go on and cut those tails, and I'm just kind of laying them on here. This one I'm going to leave, I'm still going to do just a piece, but I'm going to leave it a little bit longer. That's going to be more like 16 inches. And lastly, I'm going to loop the black and white. So I'm going to make a couple little loops, use about 1.5 yards. Take my little cloth covered wire right there, grab these little guys, and you can put them in the back. Maybe you want to bring one to the front. And then again, it's all wired, so you can move it around. Now you're ready to just tie that. Hold up your little stem. I'm going right underneath this pink flower, so I have some branches going up and down so that the wire will catch and it won't slide right off. Flip that little guy over, tie it in a knot. And I've already cut all those stems, except that little black and white stripe there. Go on and cut that one. Bring the pink back to the middle. And as you can see, I didn't need it on there. It was already full enough. I saved it, and I've made this cute little accent bow that you can put almost anywhere to match with your door. Stay tuned. We're going to be posting more videos all summer long.